Hey guys, Drifter here. Today I've got a shorter and more factually orientated video for you about the Black Ops 4 beta. The release dates were finally announced, so we're going to go over the release dates for the multiplayer beta, the Blackout beta, and the beta for all three major systems. So let's start out with the regular Black Ops 4 multiplayer beta, and the first availability is going to be on PlayStation 4 because of the good old Sony Activision deal. Weekend number 1 is going to start Friday, August 3rd at 10 a.m. Pacific time, and it will continue for exactly 3 days until 10 a.m. August 6th, which is going to be that following Monday morning. So you pretty much get one whole weekend of Black Ops 4 beta for multiplayer on PS4 starting August 3rd. The next availability is going to be coming up for Xbox players exactly 1 week later on August 10th at 10 a.m. and that's going to run from 10 a.m. to August 13th at 10 a.m. So roughly exactly the same thing, but 1 week in the future. However, PlayStation players get a second weekend at the same time as Xbox players. So there's a second PlayStation 4 weekend from the 10th through the 13th. Again, 10 a.m. is exactly at the same time. Concurrently with Xbox Weekend number 1 and PlayStation Weekend number 2, there is PC Beta Early Access that starts August 10th at 10 a.m., same as the other two. However, the PC Open Beta, which requires no pre-order, no nothing, you just install the game directly, that starts August 11th for some reason. I'm not sure why they're doing this, but the PC Open Beta doesn't start until Saturday and it ends relatively quickly the following Monday morning. But at least we do get an open access beta on PC with no pre-order requirements, nothing like that. And also, the PC Open Beta is going to run through Battle.net, so if you've played Overwatch, if you've played StarCraft, Hearthstone, any of those popular Activision games, you're going to need to run that through Battle.net. Comparing the PlayStation and Xbox versions, other than the fact that PlayStation gets it first, I'm going to guess that the first two weekends are going to be the same, with the exception that during the second PlayStation 4 beta weekend, it wouldn't surprise me if they raise the level cap to something higher than what the Xbox players get, so they could potentially access more content, or what's more likely is that the first weekend on PlayStation 4 is going to have a relatively low level cap, and the second weekend for PlayStation 4, which would be the first for Xbox, there'll just be a much higher level cap for both, meaning that as an Xbox player, if you want to access the higher level stuff, you'll need to grind more and get your levels ahead. You'll need to grind more to catch up with your PlayStation friends that have had a weekend to play before you. I would also expect there to be more content than what we saw at the reveal during E3. My guess is that this would primarily be more operators, perhaps more guns. I feel like we saw a lot of perks and equipment and score streaks, so I wouldn't expect to see a whole lot there, but more guns and operators wouldn't surprise me. What did surprise me is that Treyarch announced all of the game modes that are going to be available, and there was quite a lot of them, including Search and Destroy. So right off the rip, you're going to get access to Search and Destroy in the beta, Hardpoint, Domination, of course, good old Team Deathmatch, and finally, during the beta weekends, you do get to play the new Control mode. Of note, there is no mention of Hardcore whatsoever, so Hardcore fans, you're probably going to have to wait for the full game to release. And moving on, let's talk about the Black Ops 4 Blackout beta. This was officially announced to start sometime in September. We didn't get a specific date in September, any specific system, any specific map modes, or how to access it. We just know that it's coming sometime in September, so potentially maybe a month before the game comes out, which is cutting it really, really close. But that doesn't surprise me because the Blackout mode is their #1 secret weapon, so I would bet that it goes live to compete with something else. If something else big is going on in September, Call of Duty is going to drop this Blackout mode to take as much attention from them as humanly possible. So that's all the information about the beta. Should be relatively straightforward. It's going to start August 3rd and August 6th if you're on PlayStation, and then everything else from PC to Xbox will be the following weekend starting August 10th. Opinion time, I think the beta is cutting it close this year. Preferably, I like getting my betas early on, and it's an open beta on PC so that anybody can install and play, and the feels I get from this is that it's more of a demo and a stress test than a proper beta. And yes, I know like telemetry is important, but the way I see this is it's to get data for the servers so that we get our servers running smoothly, we get an estimation of player counts on launch so that we don't have a broken launch night, so that nothing goes wrong, so that it just goes smooth. It's going to smooth out the big bugs, it's going to find some cheaters, and maybe a final balance pass. So this isn't like the super early access alpha or the, as I would say in YouTube comments, it's just a beta, the whole game's going to change in the last 2 months. That's probably not true. It's designed to be a fun experience for people that haven't tried it before, a reward for people that pre-ordered, and sort of a stress test on Treyarch's end so that they can launch it and roll it out smoothly. Guys, that's all for this short video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something useful. If you did, don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe. Drifter out.